Hello everyone and welcome to this final lesson in your lockdown monologues project. So in this lesson it's finally got to that stage where you should be ready to perform your piece for me. So I'm going to just run through very briefly with you the kind of thing that we are looking for. I know I've been discussing it in sessions with you already, and I've also got some tips from actors for you. So without further ado, let's go through the objectives. So your learning objectives this lesson are to record and upload your lockdown monologue. You're going to learn some final top tips from professional actors for performing monologues, and you're going to learn how to submit your finished monologue. Now, throughout this project, I have given you the option of having a technical approach to this if you don't want to appear on camera. So I've noted here that as a technician, you can create your own lockdown monologue without using your face and instead using images or pets or toys to act out what you're saying with a voiceover. And equally, if you don't want your voice to appear on camera, you are welcome to get a family member to read your speech for you and voice it for you. And you can also include music and different effects like filters and text and so on to accompany your video, a bit like a TikTok, as some of you have put it for me. Okay, so without further ado, I have recorded for you my monologue of the chocoholic hamster. Easy for me to say, I know. So I thought I would put my money where my mouth is, because I've been talking to you each week about building up your performance from the story to the final performance. So I thought it's only fair to include my own version. I did make an executive decision as director of my own performance that I was going to deliver this direct to camera and just with the top half of my face. You can see a few hand gestures, but I decided I could deliver it without the standing up, sitting down. I felt that I could still get the story across to you. So here comes that performance. Mom! It's a shout that became a regular occurrence during lockdown. Mom! I was enjoying a relaxing afternoon, having a Zoom chat with friends upstairs, when Arthur and Leo's dulcet tones yelled from downstairs, "Mom, the hamster's out!" Our hamster, Harry 2.0, is quite the escape artist. We should have called him Harry Houdini, not Harry 2.0. As the boys became more alarmed, I bid a farewell to my friends and sprinted down the stairs to find my two sons frantically trying to crawl under the sofa. "We found him in the Easter eggs," my eldest said. The panic in my stomach started to rise. "Did he eat any?" I inquired, knowing chocolate was toxic to small rodents. "He's got loads in his pouch." I knew I had to act quickly to avoid Hamstergeddon. As Harry appeared and headed for more Easter egg, we grabbed him and put him in the cage, watching intently as we hoped he would unpouch the toxic chocolatey goodness. I should have been careful what I wished for, because that's exactly what he did. Have you ever seen a hamster regurgitate chocolate? It was something like out of a horror movie, brown goo oozing out of his mouth, all over his bedding. I quickly grabbed him out the cage and passed him to the boys while I cleaned up the slimy mess and gave him some fresh bedding, hoping he'd spat out all the chocolate. Now, all we could do was wait and just see if he would survive. The next 24 to 48 hours were crucial. So now that you've seen my version, I thought I would give you some top tips now, but not from me. I think you've seen enough of me lately. I've approached Eleanor Worthington-Cox, who went to Merchant Taylor's Girls' School a couple of years back and is a professional actress, and actor Andrew Lancel to give us some feedback on what the professionals think about what you should be included in a monologue. And this is what they had to say.
Hi girls, I hope you're safe, I hope you're well, I hope that you're staying as positive and as hopeful as possible during these very strange times. For those of you that don't know me, hi, I'm Eleanor. I used to go to Merchants and I'm an actor. Miss Gregson-Burt's got in touch and she's told me all about your wonderful monologues project, and I'm super excited to say that I've been allowed to give a little bit of help on some tips and tricks that might make your monologues that little bit more special. And so I know that a couple of you are going to be doing it in a more traditional sense, you know, talking to camera, whether you're stood up or sat down. And I know that some of you are going to be doing it in a TikTok style, which is great. Like, everybody's addicted right now. So whatever style that you've chosen to do your piece in, and whether it's more of a daily routine or whether it's more of a diary entry, like talking about your feelings, I feel that these tips will hopefully cover all bases. So let's get into it. Tip number 1. The most important thing for me is an expressive voice. Please try and keep your voices as expressive as possible, because there's nothing worse than listening to a monologue where somebody is doing well and then all of a sudden they just slip into this one tone of voice and they sound really bored, and then everybody who's listening gets really bored and it's boring. So try your hardest to keep your energy up, and this actually leads me into my second point. Use body language. If you want to keep the energy up, you've got to use your body, because that's going to spur you on to actually keep the energy in the video up. It's going to alter the way you speak. Trust me, it's a tip that you must try and use. If you feel like your voice is starting to slip into that one tone, then just bring the energy back up. Give a gesture or something that will just kind of light the video back up. And if you're not as much of a confident performer, which don't worry if you're not, that comes with time and experience, but if you're not as confident, then something that can really help is using props. Now, I know actors that have had these incredible careers, you know, they've been in the industry for years and they're very established, and yet they still feel more comfortable doing a scene if they have a prop in their hand. So what I have here is one I prepared earlier. This is my dog Winnie, my very dirty dog Winnie, who needs a bath, but don't worry, she has been washing her hands due to coronavirus. If you feel more comfortable with your little pet in your hand, then, you know, why not add a little bit of character into your video? And if it's to do with a daily routine, then, you know, they're part of it. So if you feel more comfortable, oh, are you having she's having a wriggle. What? No, they know to wash their hands. And they know to stay inside. Look, stay out of this, missus. So if you want to incorporate a prop, it adds a lot of character to your video. It gives a taste for your personal life. And I think that that's what we're going for with these monologues. So maybe that's something you want to try. Here's a couple of technical tips as well. Please make sure that wherever you're filming, whether it's room to room, like in a TikTok, or whether you are staying stationary in one room, please make sure it's well lit. I want to see your gorgeous faces and I want to hear your gorgeous voices as well. So please make sure that the room isn't echoey. You want to make sure that you have a nice clean audio. Also, that means no distractions. So phone on silent or airplane mode or do not disturb. Please tell anybody who is going to be maybe making noise, like little siblings or older siblings, and anybody who could be coming in and out of the room, just to give you some privacy for a bit. Also, close any windows if you know that there's construction nearby, or you never know, there could be a flock of seagulls going past. So keep an eye on that and make sure that the room is nice and quiet for a clean audio. You're well lit so I can see your gorgeous faces. And I know I'm sat by a plain wall, but that's the force of habit due to work. If you're doing a professional self-tape, then they always ask for a plain background so that they can focus on you. But if you want to sit in your bedroom, maybe where you've got posters behind you, so you've got a taste of your personality and like an insight into, you know, what's been going on in your life during quarantine, then that's a great idea, and it adds that little sprinkle of creativity to the video that it might need. Oh, also make sure that your phone has full storage, like for the video, because there is nothing worse than your phone running out of storage midway through a take, or battery, or it's soul destroying if you lose it. Seriously, trust me, I know from experience. So I think the note that I'm going to leave this on is have fun, be creative, and at the end of the day, it's honestly a great memory that you can look back on in 10 years from now. This is a reminder of how you spent your time during this very strange period. So stay safe, have fun, lots of love. Bye, girls.
So hopefully by this point you have now a really good feeling of what you need to include in your speech and the best approach to take. So just a final reminder of some of the rules and things to note. So first of all, remember that your video needs to be between 1 to 2 minutes of performance. Because most of you are uploading it to Firefly, if it's any longer than this, it won't upload, or it'll struggle to upload and it'll take a very long time. So if you have recorded it and it's way over this time scale, you are going to need to try and edit it the best that you can to between 1 to 2 minutes. You can use any kind of video recording or editing software you'd like to use, but as long as you will make sure you upload your video in a format I can actually see it, like an MP4 or .mov file, which is like a movie file. That's an Apple Mac one. I know some of you have already mentioned you're going to use TikTok. Some of you have said iMovie. That is all absolutely fine. Just make sure when you upload it to Firefly, it's in one of those formats so that I can actually watch it and see it. Okay, some different sets of rules here depending what school you go to. So if you're at MTGS, if you're at the girls' school, you'll be able to upload your video via the Firefly link I have sent you that is linked to this lesson. Remember that there's a tick box option on the form to say if I can use your performance on the school social media or not. That is completely your choice, but you need to give me your consent one way or the other to say yes, you're happy for me to use it, or no, you'd rather I don't. So please select that box before sending it off. If you're at Merchant Taylor's boys' school or higher up in the years, so you don't actually have these lessons with me each week, you can email your video direct to me via the school email system. I've put my email address on here, but if you just start to type Gregson in the school email system, I will come up. And in your email, if you could please confirm as well if you're happy for me to use your video on the school social media channels for drama or not, that would be fantastic. So now it's over to you. You have the next week to perfect your performance, to video it and to upload it to me. As always, if you have any queries, I'm available on email, so do contact me. And I look forward to seeing your finished performances. Good luck, everyone.